Hey everybody, Carrie here, aka American Arbitrage. I'm a full-time reseller. I am going thrifting today. I usually go to yard sales and swap meets on my videos, but it is now the winter almost in Utah, which is terrible. So I'm going to a lot of thrift stores right now. And the first thing I'm doing, which is what a lot of people are doing right now, is looking through the VHS. That Batman, if you can find it new, which probably isn't that likely, it could go for a bit of money. A lot of these sealed ones are going for a bit of money right now. I'm not sure how long it will last. It's assuredly a bubble, and it will probably end soon. I have a soft spot for bobbleheads. I love picking them up at $3.99. That's fairly inexpensive for a bobblehead. I'm not 100% sure how well I'll do on these. The comps are kind of up and down. I should make a few dollars on these, but quite frankly, if they don't sell, I will put them on a shelf and enjoy them. The Brian Leach is from 2002, Team USA. I think it might have a little bit of a damage on the hockey stick. AJ Foyt, a famous racer. I think I'll do okay on them. I enjoy them nonetheless, so I can't complain for finding them. I am a glutton for punishment. I love to pick up snow globes. They're a pain to ship. I really hate to ship them, but oftentimes they can be worth it. This one not in particular, but if you find some of the Disney ones and they don't have chips and breaks and cracks, they can sell for a pretty penny, so look out, check them over thoroughly. I mean, who am I kidding? I'm here for the toys, guys. If you know me at all, I love to hunt for toys. My place of choice to sell them right now is my Whatnot Live dollar action figure auctions that I'm doing a couple times a week. I see in the distance a Buzz Lightyear. Ooh, that's not in nice condition. It has a bunch of marks. It's a solid pass. I love these toy bags. I like to look and see if I can find action figures. The more articulation, the more movements they have in the fingers and the arms and the joints, the better off they're going to sell. This bag has a lot of stuff. That's a Man Bat. That's Imagine X. That's like a $6, $7, $8 figure on eBay. There's a Transformer guy. That Toro, that bull, is from Monster Jam. Actually, it's part of a monster truck action figure set that they just did a couple years ago. I'm going to put those online, see how they do on my auction. Should do decently. I love finding sports jerseys. I don't find them enough. $4.99 is a great price. LA Galaxy, MLS, but look at that damage. I'm not going to buy that. I don't care what you say. There is no way I am going to pick that up and buy it. It's too damaged. I'm not interested. I'm moving on. Let's see if there's not another jersey I might be able to pick up. This looked like the Washington football team, but it is a high school jersey. Just not going to be worth the money. But if I could find a good college jersey, a good NFL jersey in good condition at a cheap price, which is hard to do, I'll pick them up. I love to pick up and flip that kind of stuff. On to the next savers. I think we hit up like 3 or 4 savers on this day. Let's see what we can find at this one. There is a little bit of media here. I'm going to check out and see if there's anything sealed that is worth thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. They got all the earbuds. I think there's 5 different earbuds. If you're interested in that series, let me know. I'll go back, pick them up, just upcharge you a little bit. D2, best movie all time. I love the Mighty Ducks, if you guys don't know that. There's Dawn looking at something. Let's see what she has. Here we go. Some overpriced stuff at the thrift store. I'd let her speak for herself, but the music's so loud in here. $4.99, not worth it. $9.99, that might be what they're worth on a good day on eBay, but definitely not worth that at a thrift store. There's no profit margin to be had. Seriously, whose idea was this? Put loose puzzle pieces in a bag. I guarantee you not one of these is complete. Stay away from that. That's a new one. I have not seen that in a thrift store that I can recall. Got a Funko Pop in there, but it's missing half of its body. That's going to really, really damper the value, unfortunately. Probably make it pretty much worthless. I love the toy aisle. It doesn't always give. A lot of times there's just a bunch of junk, a lot of McDonald's stuff, and not the cool retro McDonald's stuff, but the new stuff that kind of sucks. There's a couple decent action figures in that bag. Not enough to make it worth it. This bag, let me see what it has. We got a Finn from Star Wars and a Batman, but at the price, it was borderline, but I just don't need borderline stuff right now. I need sure things, money makers. You know, I need to get myself a new van. Actually, I just got a new van, but I wouldn't mind a third van. They're very, very useful. Sometimes I like to pick up these larger figures. They do okay in my auction, but they got to be like, sometimes I pay $3, but really they have to be about $1.50, maybe $2. But occasionally I'll pay $3 just to get them in the auction. Here is a hidden Batmobile. It's just pretty roached, has a lot of issues. At $5, I'm going to pass. It's a strong pass on that. Let's see what else we have. I wanted this so bad. Let me tell you how bad I wanted this. It is a Funko Pop ride one where they have their vehicle and everything, but it was missing a wheel. I was trying to convince myself, should I pay 5? Maybe somebody wants it. It's not worth a ton. I just think it's cool. But no, I couldn't convince myself. I did hopefully the smart thing and I passed. Another Savers. This is Sunday in Utah, so the DI is closed down, so we're doing nothing but Savers today, hopefully finding some treasures. Dawn is ahead of me. She's usually there first, finding a lot of great stuff before I have a chance to get there. Just a bunch of statues. When you're looking through this stuff, for the most part, the dolls and stuff, just don't look through that stuff. It's almost certainly not worth money. I love these big plushes for my auction, my whatnot auction. At $5.99, honestly, I don't know if I'm going to make a ton of money on this, but this is a cool thing to have in my auction. I think it's something that looks cool. Part of having an auction on whatnot, I think, is having a good show, having cool stuff to sell. I don't have to necessarily make money on everything. Some things can be loss leaders. I kind of stared at this purple bandana plush for a while, thinking maybe it was a Ninja Turtle I didn't know about, and it's just a generic ninja. Plush section, the plush section is great. You guys need to spend some time looking through it if you're not familiar with it. Easy to ship. This stuff doesn't break. It's worth your time. If I would have spent some time in there, I certainly would have found a couple worth the money. Here's some action figures, just not enough meat on the bone for it to be worth my time. $3.99, one Hulk, one Ninja Turtle. Maybe I can make 4 or 5. I'm not in the business of maybe making $1. Some Disney princesses. If you get these bags with Disney characters for like $1 or 2, you could put them in lots, get probably about $8, $10, $12 plus shipping on them. Not finding a lot of toys in this Savers today. There's a Black Panther toy, $4.99, just a little more than I wanted to pay. I want to be at like $1 to $3 or even free on that if possible. I love sports cards. I get a lot of sports card questions. I mean, I know my stuff. That's 1985 Topps, 1989 Score, 1988 Topps, 1989 Donruss. This stuff, by and large, is utter junk. I mean, I love it, but it's junk. It has no value. An occasional card may have some value if it's graded PSA 10, but you're not going to get a PSA 10 if it's been in a bag at Savers. It gets messed up. Just pass that stuff. And if you really want to get into it, do some studying and pretty much stay away from that section. You know what? I'm not going to edit it. I accidentally put this part in twice. It bears repeating. Stay away from jerseys that have damage on them. Let's go on to the next part. I'm going to stop right here and edit to the next section. At this Savers, they have a nice little section with video games and some Blu-rays. I found some good stuff or decent stuff in this section before. Of course, when you're looking through these video games, it's very important that you open them up, check to see if the disc is there. Also, check to see the condition. If there's a bunch of scratches, just stay away from it. It's not going to be worth your time. These are all, $2, $3 to $10 maybe at the most video games, and they're not asking $1 a piece. They're asking like 10, 5, 6, 7 on up on these. That SX Tricky 3, I wanted to check out. I think that might be like a $12, $15, $20 video game. The original Xbox, case in point. Look at this disc right here. It has some damage, unfortunately. A lot of scratches. I don't want to go through the time of having to see if I can clean it to see if it works. Also, it doesn't have the guide. If it has the guide, that's going to help a little bit with the price. These are good to look out for, these Christmas time plate sets. $3.99 a piece. They're both complete in great condition. Not sure if they've ever been used. I can get about $20 to $25, especially this time of year on these plate sets. Nothing too crazy, not what I love to sell, but it's the kind of stuff that, bread and butter. It's going to make you some money. It's going to pay for some gas, pay for some tacos from Taco Bell. Dawn found this, and in this part, she's telling us all about what she found. These are like 1960s, 70s tin sets. I believe she checked out the larger one, and it was going for like $20. This whole set, $5.99. Mid-century modern is not just the glassware, not just the Pyrex, not just the Sirocco and the Homeco wall hanging. It's also these little tin cans, salt and pepper shakers. That stuff has some good value. I think we decided it's probably somewhere between $50 to $80 on this set. There's also a nice, I believe it's Raggedy Ann, little TV plate on the bottom down there. There's also like a couple of these, we weren't allowed to open them in the store, but a couple of them had other tins in them. Turned out they were other vintage tins, but they weren't part of that set. Also a nice mid-century modern or slightly post-MCM picture. I think the deal is pretty good. I can't quite see the price there, but not a bad deal overall. She loves to pick this kind of stuff up, and it definitely moves online. I've been reselling for a little over a decade now. This is the kind of stuff that a lot of people think has some good value, and maybe under ideal circumstances, you might be able to sell it for a little bit of a profit, but stay away from this kind of stuff. It's heavy, it's easily damaged in transit and stuff. I just stay away from that stuff. Even if it's cheap or even free, just don't bother. It's not worth your time. We're on to another Savers. Hopefully, this one has a lot of treasure in it. I love checking out as many Savers as I can on any given day when I'm able to. I'm not able to often, but this was a lot of fun today to go through. In the toy section, I love the toy section. Let's see what we can find today. There's a lot of just, baby, small children's toys. Those aren't going to go for a lot of money. I'm looking for action figures. I'm looking for Marvel Legends, DC Universe, stuff like that. This one, here we go. This is a 12-inch Iron Man, but it's $2.99, so it's on that upper echelon of what I'm willing to pay to put in my auction. So at $3, it's even debatable if I should have bought that, but I decided to buy it at $3. Not that bad. Just not enough value for that one Hulk. I believe it was $2.99 or $3.99. If there was two of those in there or two of that quality of action figures in there, I would have bought it. But just at that price, at that amount of toys, it just wasn't worth it. Dawn called me over to look at this mug. Maybe you all can help me determine if this is real or not. We love Disneyland stuff, Disney World stuff. She was super excited about this. I took a closer look at it. I looked at the bottom. Let's check out the bottom right here. It's $149, great price. It doesn't say Disney, and to me, I don't know if you can see it. It looks like it was kind of pressed on, a sticker. I'm not 100% sure this is authentic. It probably was, but I didn't feel super comfortable. And if I don't feel comfortable with an item, I'm just going to put it back. It might have been worth buying, but there wasn't enough opportunity in there, maybe $10, $15 plus shipping if it was real, to risk having something that could be inauthentic, so I decided to pass on it. So I decided to go back a second time into the toy section because Dawn was looking really, really thoroughly. I was getting bored. I'd already kind of looked through the store, and I found a bunch of these tiny little minifigures. They're real players, Brazilian soccer team players, really cool, and at $2.99 it was a steal. I think as a lot, I'm not going to put this in the auction, but as a lot on eBay or Mercari, I probably can get about $15 to $20 plus shipping on it. Couldn't get that cart out, so hopefully this is my lucky cart right here. We're at another Savers. Let's hope we can find something amazing, something that is going to help me retire a little early. On retirement, I have no plans at this point in my life of retiring. I have no interest in it. I absolutely love this. I want to do this as long as I'm physically able. I don't want to retire. I want to do this forever. So Dawn called me over on another item. She saw these were bobbleheads, and I love bobbleheads, but they were generic. They weren't they're fishermen. They weren't like a professional fisherman or some celebrity that was a fisher. So I thought, one of them was incomplete as well. I decided to take a chance on this because honestly, I just like buying sports cards. Those 2021s aren't worth much. There is like a Warcraft pack I can put through my auction, and a couple other random cards. I could probably make $1 or $2 on it. Disney stuff, once again, can sell really, really well. This toy section, finally, after this long day of looking through toy sections, started to pay off. $3.99. This one was semi-borderline, but there's a Stone Cold Steve Austin, a vintage Captain America there. That's a droid from Iron Man 2. Thank you, Rocco's Toys, for pointing that out to me on Instagram. That bag, at the price, probably has 3 or 4 lots for my toy auction. I should double my money or a little more. This has 3 action figures on it, $7, kind of high, but there's a Power Ranger, there's a Spider-Man, there's a Green Lantern. I'm saying I should be able to make $12 to $18 on that bag through my auction. Nothing crazy, but I'm not going to complain. I love finding action figures. Thought about getting these troll figures. Also thought about getting these figures here. I'm not sure what the cat's from. He's familiar. And the Monster Inc. figure just had too many marks, too much damage, so I decided to pass. I almost bought it, but I decided to pass. Here's another example of a bag that isn't quite worth it. At $4.99, only one decent figure, that Ninja Turtle. A couple other smaller figures that if I had a lot of them, it could be worth it. But at $4.99, that bag might get me $5 back, so it's not worth it. Love this vintage 90s Beauty and the Beast. I think it's by Just Play, the plastic figures. That might be a $10, $20 eBay lot or a $10 or $20 bid on my auction on Whatnot. Well worth it. $2.99 for a small Beauty and the Beast lot. Love it, love it, love it, love Beauty and the Beast. My favorite, I think, Disney cartoon of all time. Dawn was super excited here. She found a Lilo and Stitch kind of pleather purse. We couldn't find out much about it, but at $5.99, I think we can make a good profit on it, get 15 or 20 plus shipping. This was our day out at Savers. We found a couple decent things, nothing too crazy. We were super excited, and I look forward to doing another one of these videos with y'all very soon.